I'm really excited to see TradePending Superlatives entered again for an AWA award because I remember speaking with Bryce Englert, the founder of TradePending, about the birth of this product. You see, I was working with a dealer group who's a one-price store, and they were trying to say, how do I validate the price of my car? Especially when trim levels sometimes are not understood by consumers. A particular truck could have a difference in price between $1,000 or $3,000 based on trim or accessories or special features in that model that are sometimes not clearly explained in a standard VDP. And that's more important as dealers try to keep or hold margin on used cars. How do we properly describe these cars in addition to the information that's on a standard VDP? And that's where Superlatives comes in. Using real-time local market data, Superlatives creates badges for your VDPs to make them stand out. Maybe there's only one or two of these cars in an entire region. Maybe this particular model has extra accessories or a special options package. Instead of worrying whether your team has properly written the description for these vehicles, the badges pop out on the VDP. And what does this mean? It means that your cars are in context more properly valued and understood. And then of course, by having these badges, they represent great word tracks or training opportunities for your sales associates, because as they go to the VDP, they're reminded when they're on the phone or in the showroom to highlight the features that Superlatives highlights from their data warehouse and local market data. So if you're looking to hold margin and to better merchandise your cars, Superlatives is an amazing product. But don't take my word for it. Let's look at some highlights from the product demo, and then I'll close with a few comments.
On the pre-owned market especially, you really want them to feel like they have to have that car. And Superlatives tells that story for us.
That's why it's so important. It makes the vehicle stand out so we can get them from the phone into the showroom.
Superlatives very much is a light bulb type of presentation. I love it because the reveal to dealerships, you can tell immediately if they get it or if they don't.
And as soon as Bryce told us about Superlatives, it was one of those kind of light bulb moments / kind of angry about it because of what a good idea it was. Superlatives are badges that go on the vehicle listings page that describe why that vehicle is unique. It could be it's the only one of that color in 50 miles. It could be extremely low miles for its model year. It could be the only one with a certain accessory or feature, and puts data in front of our guests that we all have access to on the dealer side. It makes it transparent why this vehicle is worth what it's worth. It puts the shopping experience in the guest's hands.
Our role as a data company is to start a conversation. And if we can start that conversation with things to talk about.
Superlatives is a really helpful tool on our website because it steers the conversation towards value and other elements besides just a specific number. It gives us so much more to talk about.
One of our early Superlatives customers, we called and said, hey, what do you think? And he said, I love it. This is the way we sell cars now. This is what we go over in our sales training meetings each week.
And then also, you don't have to worry about the guests trying to negotiate so much on the car because they see the value, the market value, and they see that the car is priced correctly and it's competitive.
TradePending and Superlatives are able to put it together in a way that we can tell the story that justifies that value, increases transparency and trust, and makes the sales process smooth and seamless on both sides of the transaction.
Very easy to digest visual aid that helps the consumer and your people at the dealership see what is most unique about this particular vehicle. In this case, this 2017 RAV4 is 15,000 miles under average within a 100-mile radius which is huge. It's a very, very big selling point. So now, when that consumer calls you up and says, "Hey, Mr. Dealer, what's the best you give me on this?" Well, Mr. Consumer, take a look here. As you can see, this particular vehicle is way, way under average for the marketplace, and in terms of mileage, almost 15,000 miles better than anything within 100 miles. And then also notice that it's in extremely high demand. It's usually on a lot for 12 days. And because of just how well it was taken care of, you're in a really good position with some remaining warranties there. So, I think this car might be for you, and if you come down here, you wouldn't be wasting your time. What's the one thing I haven't talked about that entire time? Well, it's price. So you'll notice that many vehicles, as Superlatives looks at an inventory feed every night, we find multiple superlatives that a vehicle qualifies for. So some might have 3 or 4 or 5. In this case, we do talk about price because this is priced very well in the marketplace. But guess what? We're not doing it in a national context. We're saying, hey, this is the best price. 2015 Ram pickup 1500 Bighorn within just a 300-mile radius. And also keep in mind that it's way under mileage for a truck in its class within a 200-mile radius. So now we're really painting a picture and telling a story that, listen, if you're interested in this vehicle, there's really no reason for you to go anywhere else. And this is obviously a really good price because it's being compared to all these other ones in the market. So of all of our superlatives, only 3 talk about pricing at all. The rest are really contextual based on the VIN, based on the marketplace supply and demand, and then also, velocity is such a big deal. This particular vehicle in the marketplace is only on a lot for 5 days on average. So if you're looking at this on a Saturday morning, you better not wait, because if I don't get it, someone else is going to get it. We don't want consumers doing pricing only research. We want them to be able to come to your website, to bring down that information divide, to educate them on all the things that you already know about your inventory. You already know that this is a great deal. You already know that this vehicle is in high demand. All we're doing is educating the consumer about that and hopefully helping you to have a much better discussion with your consumers. And that is TradePending Superlatives.
As you can see, Superlatives is aligned directly with your #1 goal, is to hold gross by better merchandising and describing the value of the cars that are in inventory and supporting the prices that you place on them. Remember, with Superlatives, you have an embedded teaching tool as well. Someone new in the BDC or a new sales associate doesn't have to know everything about every car in stock. Superlatives highlights some of those talking tracks, whether they're on the VDP or behind the scenes in the Superlatives Sales Assistant tool. Well, Superlatives is your real-time coach and supports holding your gross. And every dealer wants to do that. So don't forget to re-watch the video with your sales and marketing team. Look at the dealer testimonials and click through to their website to learn more about how Superlatives can help your dealership better merchandise and support the pricing on your website.